going to be breaking up ties with TNA Wrestling for the next few years, so that kind of puts TNA Wrestling status in a bit of a jeopardizable situation, a compromised position, if anything. We have a lot of unanswered questions about Hulk Hogan's business relationship with other wrestling organizations now outside of WWE, but there have been a lot of people talking and being very open about Hulk Hogan coming to WWE. I know Nick Hogan, who was a huge part of Hogan's career in WCW when Hulk Hogan went back to the red and yellow after spending a number of years wearing the black and white for the NWO New World Order with Hulk Hogan, leading Kevin Nash and Scott Hall to the promised land, if anything, in WCW. He went back to the red and yellow thanks to his son Nick Hogan, who unfortunately fortunately packed Hulk Hogan's red and yellow tights before a six-man tag team match in Palm Beach, Florida in Nitro a few years ago. So Nick Hogan's played a very diligent role in Hogan's career. Nick Hogan is one person who's opened up about Hulk Hogan returning to the WWE, and a number of other WWE legends have been very vocal about Hulk Hogan coming back. So the same year that WWE put off WrestleMania 30, we're going to see the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan have something to do with this year's WrestleMania. So I'm really excited to see how Hogan and the Warrior are going to coexist years after their many matches in WWE and WCW. I'll never forget the match they had 8 years in the making in World Championship Wrestling when Hogan faced the Warrior for the first time since 1990 back at WrestleMania 5. That was a match that was put over in the late 90s as one of the biggest matches World Championship Wrestling and Ted Turner Enterprises would ever present, and I think that the match between Hogan and the Warrior in 1998 gave us a point of finality for that feud, what was one of the best matches that we ever saw in the history of Hogan and the Warrior. So I'm wondering what the Ultimate Warrior will say as part of his Hall of Fame induction speech. He will join Jake the Snake Roberts and Lita as part of a phenomenal 2014 Hall of Fame induction class. So many legends are going to be a part of this year's WrestleMania. The night before WrestleMania, we have the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. The Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake Roberts, and Lita will all go into the Hall of Fame. Really looking forward to those three main Hall of Fame speeches. Really surprised that Paul Bearer wasn't inducted into the Hall of Fame a year after his passing, March 11th. Of course, he passed away. We'll never forget the Paul Bearer tribute. Raw, really disappointed that Paul Bearer isn't going to be inducted by either The Undertaker or Kane as part of this year's WrestleMania celebration. 30 years of WrestleMania will culminate at WrestleMania 30, and of course we will have the Hall of Fame induction ceremony where it really gets underway with the fan access and WrestleMania's Hall of Fame induction ceremony the night before. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then after WrestleMania, we're still going to have those unanswered questions. So hopefully Hulk Hogan are going to be able to answer a lot of those questions that we have from the Hulkamaniacs out there. If you are a Hulkamaniac who have met Hulk Hogan, who have partaken somehow in the Hulkamania years of professional wrestling from no matter what organization, WWE, WCW, or TNA, we invite you to share with us your favorite Hulkamania moments. You can do that on our Facebook page by throwing something up on facebook.com/HW Entertainment, where actually a news item was posted from our website's RSS news feed about Hulk Hogan returning to the WWE. These were one of the first social media sites that posted this about Hulk Hogan, and then went from Facebook to our Twitter at Jonathan Clarke 1. And if you're keeping up with our over 24,000 tweets on Twitter, you know that Hulk Hogan is coming back for WrestleMania. It went from Facebook to Twitter, and now on our YouTube channel we're going to be archiving a video archive with my thoughts on Hulk Hogan returning to the WWE for the first time in what I believe will be 8 years, because the last time that I can recall Hulk Hogan being a part of WWE was for SummerSlam in 2006 when Hulk Hogan retained his undefeated record at SummerSlam, the only superstar to ever do that. And the last WrestleMania that I remember Hulk Hogan being a part of that was meaningful was either WrestleMania 5 when he faced the Macho Man Randy Savage, or WrestleMania 6 when he faced the Ultimate Warrior in the first title-for-title match. And that was the reason why we saw many title-for-title matches in the future of WWE over the last at least 20 through 25 years, with the Hogan and Warrior match being probably the greatest title-for-title match of all time. And that's one match that I always talk about for this radio show, or when I write a column for In This Corner with Jonathan Clarke, or Cheap Shots from Jonathan Clarke, which is our Google video blog, which is available on Blogger. And for more information on HW Entertainment's radio show now being available in podcast format, all you have to do is click on HW Entertainment Podcast in the links of our YouTube channel. You'll find our YouTube videos now in podcast format, available on podcast streaming websites like Nova Pod, which is a great website. Pod Nova, I believe, is what it's called. But we are available now in podcast format. For the first time ever, our YouTube videos have been converted, and we still are providing you with the YouTube video RSS feed, which is also linked up to our YouTube channel, along with our syndicated news feed, which is available on our website in many different locations found throughout our website. We just recently launched an XML version of our news feed on our website, so make sure you check all that out. out. And don't forget to sign up for the official forum of HEW Entertainment. Our discussional forum takes about 90 seconds to create a user account for. Once you sign up for our user account on our discussional forum, you can join the conversation about anything that you find on this website or here on this radio show. Literally, it only takes about 90 seconds to create an account after filling in a small field of information. You use that user account to join the conversation of HEW Entertainment. You can also download our toolbar from our website as well and partake in our polls and check out some of our videos on our YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to at Jonathan Clarke 22. Social media for HEW Entertainment has exploded beyond belief, and we thank you so much for your contributions by sending us friends requests on Facebook, by following us on Twitter, and subscribing to us on our YouTube channel, which is getting better all the time, with convenient links to our social media accounts such as Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and our RSS syndicated feeds now available also in XML format, and our radio show now available in podcast format. Tell us what you think of the podcast stream as part of your comments and feedback that you're giving to HEW Entertainment. We really do appreciate that, and we want you to tell us what you think of Hulk Hogan coming back to the WWE. Do you think Hulk Hogan coming back is going to bring probable things to WWE's near future with the launch of the WWE Network, which of course is taking place today on WWE.com? You're going to be able to use your mobile devices and your app available devices to access the WWE Network, which is providing you with access to every WWE pay-per-view in history, including every WrestleMania from 1 out of 29, and exclusive programming that you will not get anywhere else, which is scheduled to have Hulk Hogan serving as a host for many of the upcoming programs, and more legends are going to be returning. We have so much to talk about, and I chose Hulk Hogan returning to WWE as the primary thing to talk about because Hulk Hogan has got a lot of support out there, and he has millions of fans, and nobody forgets Hulk Hogan's contributions in the early years, especially in the 1980s and 1990s at WWE. But there's so much to talk about out there. We have the Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, who's going in out of the Hall of Fame this year, a guy who I spoke to here on this radio show and have known for years, who was just diagnosed with cancer, and he opened up about being diagnosed with cancer on ProWrestling.com and our RSS News feed. Our RSS News feed on Facebook, we're one of the first RSS News feeds to comment on that. Jake Roberts openly admitting that he has cancer, and of course we're still trying to find out who The Undertaker will face at WrestleMania 38, because that has not been determined. There are a lot of rumors floating around: John Cena versus The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar, possibly for the WWE Championship, with Batista thrown in there, making it a three-way at WrestleMania. There are so many things to talk about for this radio show. We're going to get into all of it over the next couple of weeks, and we have a couple of video blogs coming up on some of the promising NXT divas, such as Paige, Charlotte, and Emma, so make sure you look for those. And I'm also going to be talking about the future of Ariana Grande when you take a look at things happening in the entertainment world and how promising her future looks. She has that new show, Sam and Cat, of course, in its very first season. A couple of episodes dropped of that. We previously talked about that in a previous video blog here on this YouTube channel. We'll be getting into all of that over the next couple of weeks, so look for things happening in both professional wrestling and entertainment. We have the NXT Divas futures of Charlotte, Emma, and Paige, of course, who's been a great NXT Women's Champion for the months that she's had a reign as NXT Champion. We have the return of Hulk Hogan, which is our first topic over the past couple of weeks to talk about, and we also have things like The Undertaker's opponent at WrestleMania, and on the entertainment side of things, the future of Ariana Grande, to coincide with our previous video blog on the Nickelodeon series Sam and Cat. For our latest YouTube videos, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/JonathanClarke22. Join the conversation on our Facebook page at facebook.com/HEW Entertainment, and follow us on Twitter, where you can follow our program and listen to our radio show. And we're also now available in podcast format on Pod Nova. For more information on our podcast stream, where all of our YouTube videos are now available in podcast format, click on HEW Entertainment Podcast, found in the links of the HEW Entertainment YouTube channel at youtube.com/JonathanClarke22. What are you waiting for? Make sure you subscribe and sign up for the discussional forum of HEW Entertainment found on our website. It takes about 90 seconds to create a user account for. Once you do that, you can join all the conversation. And when we come back from this brief commercial break, I'll have Taylor Swift's lead single off the album Red, which was released in 2012. It was just recently up for Album of the Year of 2013. It didn't take it home because Taylor Swift was beat out by just a few votes. But I'll have the title track from the album Red itself, when we come back. Thank you so much for joining us for our look at the return of Hulk Hogan to WWE happening for WrestleMania 30 and for purposes with the WWE Network, where Hulk Hogan will be returning as a host for several of the WWE Network shows. Look for a video blog on the future of the WWE Network coming up over the next couple of weeks. And when we come back, I'll have Red from Taylor Swift's album Red, which was released back in 2012. Thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you next week.
When something takes place in the world of professional wrestling, you know where to go. WrestleZone.com. WrestleZone.com. Covering all the latest breaking news daily. Interactive forums where you can chat with thousands of other wrestling fans. Exclusive editorials and audio features by some of today's top wrestling superstars. Exclusive video content, weekly polls, live play-by-play coverage of every WWE and TNA